If you want to punch harder, most people will tell you to get stronger, build bigger shoulders, lift heavier weights, maybe even throw hundreds of punches every day. But punching power doesn't work like that. A powerful punch isn't created by your arm alone. It's created when your entire body produces force and transfers it into one small point as quickly as possible. And if you train the right things for the next 30 days, you can make your punches noticeably harder without needing to become significantly bigger. The first thing you need to fix is how you're actually producing force. A lot of people punch almost entirely with their upper body. Elite punchers don't move like that. Their punch starts from the ground. Your foot pushes into the floor. That force travels through your legs, hips, and torso before finally reaching your shoulder, arm, and fist. Think of your body like a chain. If one part of that chain isn't contributing, you're leaving power behind. That's why one of the biggest changes you can make is learning to rotate your hips and shoulders together instead of simply throwing your arm forward. But there's a problem. You can have perfect technique and still have an average punch if you can't produce force. And that's where explosive training comes in. Strength is how much force you can produce. Power is how quickly you can produce it. And a punch happens incredibly fast. So instead of only doing slow strength exercises, you need to train your body to produce force explosively. One of the simplest ways to do this is with explosive medicine ball throws. Take a medicine ball and throw it as violently as you can, using your hips and torso instead of just your arms. The goal isn't to get tired. The goal is to make every repetition violent and fast, because once your speed starts dropping, you're no longer training maximum explosiveness. But there's another piece most people completely ignore. You need to practice transferring that power into an actual punch. That's why heavy bag work matters. But don't turn it into cardio. If your goal is power, you don't need to mindlessly throw hundreds of punches. Instead, focus on individual punches or short combinations where every shot is thrown with maximum intent and proper technique. You're teaching your body to connect the movement of your feet, hips, torso, and arm into one explosive action. And this is also why shadow boxing is useful. The heavy bag gives you resistance. Shadow boxing gives you freedom to focus entirely on movement and technique. Spend around 10 minutes working on clean, explosive punches without rushing. Pay attention to your balance, and especially what happens immediately after the punch. Because if you have to completely reset your body after every punch, you're leaking energy and making your next movement slower. Now there's one more thing you should train. Explosive push-ups. Not normal push-ups where you grind through 20 or 30 reps. Explosive push-ups where you drive yourself away from the floor as violently as possible. You can even use a punch-style variation where your hands leave the ground and you focus on producing maximum speed. But there's one mistake that can completely ruin the process. Don't test your power every single day. If you're constantly throwing maximum power punches while tired, your technique gets worse and your body never gets enough time to recover. If you want more videos breaking down the training that actually makes you harder to deal with, subscribe. That's what this channel is all about.